There we go. Okay. Hey, everybody. I know a little bit earlier than normal for the stream, but it's 11 o'clock and the market's definitely been going down here over the past few hours. So I thought we would give it a nice little talk. And as always, Loki likes to say hello. Um, he really wants to say hello to everybody now. Um, but I figured we'd talk about the breakdowns occurring right now as far as the Dow Jones and possibly what else could be happening over the next few minutes. And since we kind of just blasted through one of those support levels here that wasn't the strongest, but we thought we might have at least a little bit of a hiccup here, you guys can definitely see that Bitcoin is not wanting to stay afloat at this point and really just make its way back down to that 21,500 level that we had talked about a little bit earlier, okay? Now, I'm going to give Loki a treat so he'll chill out for a second. And hey, Hero, I'm happy to see you back, my man. Let Loki come back over here. He'll say hello to you guys. There. How do I do this? Oh, I'm dropping something else instead of what I want to do. There we go. Okay, here you go. You guys see Loki. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see him. Come on. Oh, good boy. There you go. All right, there he goes. So he has this nice little treat now. He should be more chill, I would suspect. But okay, everybody. So, Bitcoin's broken down. We had talked about this for a while. We saw the breakdown coming over the past few days. But man, it really did accelerate about 24 hours ago. Let's hop on over here to the 15-minute chart. You can see we didn't even bother to try to stop here, even for a little bit. We didn't even tap on it. We just got blown down below. It seems like the price action indicates that we want to go back down to at least the $20,500 level. We'll see how long it takes us to get there at this point because the market does close in about 2 hours or so. Maybe that means things will get worse after the market closes. Who knows? But this was a very interesting breakdown because normally we just start, falling down pretty handily. This time, nope. We had an ugly grind here. The breakdown still worked, but man, it was a wild ride to be trying to hold into. So far, it looks like that signal we got a few weeks ago. If I can pop this up here, maybe if I just put it into the color candle mode, that'll actually make it easier for you guys to see. There you go. That signal that we got back over here, February 19th. Oh my gosh, that's a long time ago now. It's still holding up, and at this point, guys, it looks like we do want to go back down to that $20,500 level, closer to the $20,000 range, okay? Now, as far as what's happened over the last 15, or last few hours, we have broken down again, not much of a support. And the reason for that, I believe, is basically the stock market has fallen off a cliff as well here. So you see the Dow Jones, I wouldn't say fall off a cliff, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The Dow Jones has officially broken down below that support. We have to wait 2 more hours to see if we're going to be able to climb back up or if we're going to be closing down below the support level here, which would be bad news. You guys can remember back here, it looks like last week on the 1st, we were well down below it, but as the day continued, we ended up rallying on. So perhaps if we get a rally, there's an opportunity here for Bitcoin to have some type of short-term reversal for you guys to have a little bit more of a buying opportunity. But as far as the NASDAQ, that's coming back down as well. Not nearly breaking down the same way that the Dow Jones is. I think the Dow Jones is a little bit more overbought than the NASDAQ, as crazy as that sounds. But what you do see on the NASDAQ here is a golden cross followed by another death cross that's going to be coming over sometime next week. So with all this stuff happening with Jerome Powell, the Fed, data coming out tomorrow as far as jobs and such, it seems like we're kind of in this perfect storm for the NASDAQ in particular to go either way depending on, I shouldn't say go either way. You can see, people can really interpret whatever they want to out of the NASDAQ, okay? If you're more bearish, you can clearly see we're in a downtrend, and from that downtrend, you can see that we're most likely going to have a death cross here between the 20, the 200, and the 50 over the next week or so, okay? Now, if you're bullish, you can see that this is just a big dipping buying opportunity for you, right? Nice little dip. We're probably going to break out, and you want to see us break out here and go even to higher levels, like well above $13,000 as far as the NASDAQ is concerned, followed by this nice golden cross that we're seeing right now that is beautifully set up, right? Now, I'm again more in the bearish camp, but with CPI data, the jobs claims coming out tomorrow, or not CPI, Fed minutes, it's interesting. Now, the SPY, a little bit more bearish. We've already had that golden cross here a long time ago. We see the 20-day screaming down below the 50-day here over the next 4 or 5 trading days, so sometime next week, right? And then from there, if the SPY continues to drop, we're just going to go back into another death cross. We're not used to having these types of moves here in this type of environment. I think inflation has really just freaked out the whole market because, in my opinion, there's not really many people in these big hedge funds and banks that were actually trading professionally with all the modern technology, like back in the 70s and 80s when we were having our other points of high inflation. So if I go back over here just to kind of show you guys stuff, back in 2008 for now. Oh, this is COVID. 2018. My gosh, so much time has passed. 15. There we go. You see, the SPY really didn't have like golden crosses and such over the 200. We didn't really do stuff like this, which is so weird. Now, this was a financial crisis, sure. You go back over here to 2001. Zoom this in for you. Once we started buckling down, we really didn't have those golden crosses. We had one right here, barely didn't have one right here, barely had one here, according to the 50. But we're not used to having them before the end of the market's over, which is making this so much more confusing, I think, for a lot of people out there. Now, as far as everything else is concerned, one of the things we've been talking about here quite a bit has been Ethereum. Let me pull this up right here. Ethereum came all the way back down to support levels. Maybe it's better if I just showed you on the daily. We had been talking about this. What happens if Ethereum breaks down? This is really the signal that says Bitcoin would most likely take that next step down below the past resistance that Bitcoin just broke down, like 22,000 or something like that. So Ethereum is holding right now. I'm wondering if this is going to give Bitcoin a little bit more of an opportunity to hold, but I'd still be more skeptical, guys. With all the data coming out, you see the death cross coming over here as far as Ethereum. We're not really looking good. A death cross coming pretty soon with Bitcoin. Still, I'm just sticking with my bearish analysis for now. But I will be taking a buying opportunity over here when we actually do tap down around that $20,500 range. If you guys are just looking for some basic Fibonacci levels here, there's a couple I guess you could use. We're already in this buying zone right here if you want to take it. But if you guys are maybe a little bit more bearish here, maybe I should do this for you guys. This doesn't, I don't know if you guys can see those lines. Make them a little bit thicker for you guys. There we go. And go back down here. I mean, we managed to hold the first one up here for a while, but we didn't even try to stop right there. There's too much bearish price action right now. So maybe between 20,300 or 20,400, 500, I'd still be buying on the higher end of this thing, mostly for a short-term play. But you guys can see this last 4 hours have just been a shit show as far as the crypto markets have been concerned. You go over here, let me put on 15 for a second. You go over here to Finviz, you can see the stock market continuing to make some lows. I know a lot of you guys have been buying puts and you guys have been kind of waiting off. I know we had been talking about holding Enphase and a few other ones. I think somebody was getting some Netflix puts and whatnot. It seems like all those things are probably printing some money today. I haven't checked Enphase though, but no, it's not that too much different from yesterday. I actually had a rally into this morning. Geez, everything wants to keep on going. And I guess energy's its own thing. But yeah, so basically, you can see the market is having a pretty tough time. Let me go over here to the 5-minute chart on the NASDAQ, or see the Dow Jones. Clear breakdown, NASDAQ. It's a clear breakdown of a short-term support. Actually, it's hitting that support level right now. I wonder what's going to happen with this. Yeah, you can see the NASDAQ's tapping on it right now. It already broke down below this one here. I mean, so much for higher highs. Oh, yeah, finished up on a double. Not a double top, almost. Descending wedge or descending triangle. Yeah, clear breakdown, retest, enter. Yeah. Oh, that could have been a great play. I wonder what stock actually led that one off. But you can see right now, we are breaking down below support after support after support, and that's not a good sign for anybody. SPY looks like it did the same thing. SPY has a little bit more support here because it didn't rally as much as the NASDAQ over the past few days. Probably somewhere over here on 392 or so. But definitely looks like people are panicking just a little bit ahead of some jobs data tomorrow and what the Fed may be doing. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen here as far as the NASDAQ. There we go. Yeah, we're already breaking down below this now as well. Now this is only a 1-minute chart, so we could obviously keep on going back up over the like 5-10 minutes or so. But you can see that it's not really holding as well as you might think. We might actually over the next few days break down below 12,000 if we don't get a, if we don't tamp down on this thing. Yeah, it's just falling. It's just breaking. What is it? We got 2 hours left of the trading day. We'll probably finish off okay. We won't keep on going down throughout the day, so there's probably some type of buying opportunity over here. Maybe if I go over to the hourly chart. Yeah, but we're breaking down below that first one. What's next is all the way down here on 12,021. We're getting so close to 12,000 now. And we're getting a change of character possibility. Yeah, this isn't good. I'd wait a little bit, I guess, for it. Yeah, I'd definitely wait a little bit. But yeah, so you can definitely see this is having a pretty negative effect on the overall market, everybody. It's kind of nice to see what our kind of like strategy working out here. But man, every time you see the market fall, it's never as nice as you want to see it, but it's nice that we kind of knew it was going to be breaking down here. Anything really falling off a cliff today? Mostly everything's yeah, some things are down about 3-4%, but there's not too much damage today. I think a lot of the altcoins suffered a lot of their damage yesterday. I see GTC is having a rough day today, but didn't this have a pretty good, yeah, last few weeks? Yeah, okay. Dogecoin coming down to that next support level that we've been talking about after that last breakdown. XRP. XRP is freaking weird with all this court case stuff. It tried to break down. It just failed here. Link broke down. Yeah, Link's falling, more of a classic breakdown here. Matic breaking down as well after it broke down yesterday. Matic, probably don't want to buy Matic until 94 cents now, guys. See that death cross coming over here? This next month, everybody's going to be very curious because just taking a, let me just get rid of all the price action here for all these different stocks. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. No, that's exactly what I meant to do. Oh, okay. Let's just get rid of this and this. Okay. So what you guys are looking at right now. I think my signal came back. I don't know what's going on. Should be good. Should be good. Should be good. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on. Xfinity has been sucking a lot more. But basically, you're looking at a lot more death cross opportunities here after we had a really nice boom. Like, don't get me wrong. The moves we've had over the past, and I know we're just looking at moving averages. Trust me, it's weird. But the moves we've been able to make over the past few months have been extraordinary, especially in what I consider to be a longer-term bear market, okay? You see Dogecoin here? Oh, man, I can't just switch around every time I want to. That's fine. You can see how Dogecoin's looking at, let me just get rid of all the drawings. Dogecoin's looking at more death crosses here as well. XRP, it already had its death crosses. It actually never even managed to have that golden cross back again. It's been more iffy with the lawsuits, though. Link just had a golden cross over here, and all of a sudden it's about to have more death crosses, just like that. STMX just having them now, same thing as Link right here. Sheeb, death cross right there. You can see it having an effect, and we're actually breaking down below the 20-day moving average here. But what do you call? Take your time with it. I'm still not buying anything, but what do you call? I'll probably buy something by the end of this weekend. I would have to assume for a potential reversal play. But look at this. I mean, like you see, God Candle's talking about Matic right now, and Matic is breaking down. Doesn't look too pretty at the moment, but man, like you see this death cross coming down, it'll probably have a nice bounce somewhere between 92 cents and 98 cents. I'd be looking to buy somewhere on that lower end of the spectrum here because you could technically buy it if you wanted to, like around $1. I'm more frugal, I guess, when it comes to trading. But somewhere around here could be a good opportunity for a reversal as it tries to pump back up maybe into the 20-day moving average or the 50-day moving average. Because again, guys, my thesis has been that, hey, we're going to be breaking down as far as the NASDAQ. This is the Dow Jones, but the NASDAQ and the SPY, we're going to be breaking down. However, again, I don't think it's going to be something as devastating as this. And you could already see so far, it's been a lot more sideways, gradually breaking down instead of this really aggressive move down where we're like down a lot, up a lot, down a lot, you know. So I think as long as we have that type of trading style or consistency from the market where we're not going all over the place, I think that there's a good opportunity for us to have some good little 1 to 2 day swing trades within all of this mess as Bitcoin tries to come back down here to probably around the $19,000 level, especially with this kind of stuff going on with Binance and what happens when their Binance coin goes down to zero market cap or probably just a couple billion. I think people are still going to use it around the world, maybe just not in the United States, right? We'll have to see. So yeah, we're in a weird spot, everybody. Let me know if you guys have any questions, but Bitcoin continues to fall. We're down about 3.5%, almost 4% now, actually. And it does not look like we want to stop anytime soon, as well as the overall stock market. We were just talking about the NASDAQ. Yeah, NASDAQ, see, it's trying to hold this level now. But everything is breaking down below those previous lows, and they're trying to just hold that next level of support. Spire doesn't have the next level of support, really, though. So we're going to see if that figures itself out. But, you know, this is usually when we're going to find our lows of the day, so maybe we might have a reversal. I'm not trading any reversal at this point, though. Nah, no way. But here, Hey, baby fish, happy to see you back. Oh, I'm missing some stuff. Hi, Mike. I was wondering if you would come out now to stream. Oh yeah, definitely. I was went to just drop my mom off at dialysis, and I made myself some Jamaica tea or hibiscus tea, and I put ice all over it. So I figured might as well. I just had to look at the charts very fast, and I was blasting some African music. Some I don't know what it is. It's like an orchestra. Wailoyo Yamani. It's from the guy that makes a lot of the music for the Civilization games. I've been blasting the music on my entertainment system. It's you guys can't see it, but it's been so good. Data shows a lot of people shorting all exchanges. Oh, I bet a lot of people are shorting off of all exchanges. Remember, we just had a clear breakdown as far as Bitcoin's concerned. Breakdown, acceleration of the Bitcoin bit breakdown. Probably going to find some support around here on like 20,400 or so. But I mean, there's still a good chance that over the next few days we break down below that as well. But you can see how overextended the 50 and the 20-day moving averages are from the 200. Pretty soon, let me just open up another chart for you to make this a little bit easier. What's something I don't use? YouTube show SPY. Okay. Let's just open up this one. I haven't looked at the GAN fans for SPY in such a long time. It looks like we're kind of grinding up against one right now, doesn't it? That is interesting. Okay. Let's just go over here to. What was I going to show you? Oh yeah. Let's put that log on. Get rid of all that crap. Daily. So this 200 daily moving average is going to start creeping up pretty soon as both the 50 and the 20 are starting to head back down here. That's a perfect recipe for a nice death cross here to bring Bitcoin down a little bit lower. So you guys know that the 200 daily moving average obviously brings together the last values of the last 200 candles, right? Now, what are the last 200 candles? Those are right here, right about there, okay? Hopefully my head's not blocking it. Pretty soon, we're gonna start replacing the candles over here that are at 20,000. What is this? 21,000 with candles that are actually probably around the same price range right here. This might actually stay sideways for a little bit, and it might take about a week before we start dipping and you start seeing candles replaced by like 19,000, 18,000 by the candles up here that are still around the $20,000 range. So it might actually take a week before this thing starts to pick up. But it'll pick up, I guess, I would say over 2 to 3 weeks. Not even next week, 2 to 3 weeks. You might see this start to accelerate on the upside. I think that's why it's actually just been so sideways here. That's interesting. But let me go back over here to the SPY very fast. Which one did I have? I haven't been on this layout in such a long time. There we go. Oh, that's why I didn't have the log on. This one's interesting. This one's a breakout there, tapping on support with the log off. I normally use this with the log off personally, but riding down that resistance. Is there anything actually here? That's the old breakout. There's really not much support as we're breaking down below the 20-week moving average here. That would make us come all the way back down here to the new support level around 3,700. As far as the SPY over here, which low is this? This is all the way down here from the 2016 lows. Oh, this one's not going to be as accurate. I mean, it was actually worked out pretty well. A little bit overextended there between the 50. This one already breaking down. This one's a low. Yeah. There's not really many GAN supports if the SPY and such start really breaking down here. This is the dollar index. What's this one? What's the low of this one? This is 2008 financial crisis lows. Nothing as far as resistance, nothing as far as support. Double bottom here, riding down. Really no support levels here. Well, let me do one thing here very fast. Ooh, did I click on the wrong one? There you go, angles. Really, yeah, no angles either. Wow. Interesting. Let me hop on over here very fast. Sorry, guys, this is me just nerding out. I just want to see what some of these levels are. Oh, come on. There you go. Angle up here, some angles over there. Not really many angles. Angle matching up with that. We really don't have much support at these levels if you think about it. Okay, so let's go over here to auto. Dollar index capped out there, broke back down. Let's go to the daily though. Okay, we might see more reprieve over the next like 2 weeks or so if the dollar can come back down, but we're not even at the dollar's resistance level yet. Okay, all right. Let's hop out of this right now. I don't want to get too stuck, too lost in it. All right, there we go. Yeah, but you can definitely see Bitcoin having a pretty rough day here, everybody. We got two big news also tomorrow: non-farm employment change and also USD unemployment rate. Yeah, what do you call? I think that's all I see them talking about right now on CNBC and Fox Business is what's the news is going to be tomorrow. I think the job market should be still relatively strong. I don't think people are expecting the big buckling to be happening. But if we do have a surprise, that'd be interesting for sure because again, it goes back to good news is bad news is good news, and if the job market is like still strong and unemployment rates are still good, well that would mean that Jerome Powell still has all the still can continue to raise interest rates and not be worried about the labor market actually crashing. However, if we start to buckle, then you have to say, okay, well now he might actually not raise interest rates by that much, and that the market will rally. However, at that point, you could say, whoa, we might actually be going into a recession here. And remember, the market has never bottomed before a recession. Never bottomed before a recession. Okay, Loki's over here saying hello. Loki, you can say hello. You want to say hello? You better not drop this can of or this thing of water or a mic of tea. Come on, say hello. Say hello. Say hello. He doesn't like when I move my chair. Loki. All right, there you go. There you go. All right. You can have a treat. Okay. Didn't want it to flake out everywhere, but it did. All right, there you go. Oh, here. All right. Okie dokie. If you guys have any questions you guys want me to answer, let me know. Otherwise, this is a pretty basic thing we're seeing happening right now. Nice typical breakdown caused by overall market moves. Let me see if I can actually find some CNBC stuff. But if you guys have any questions, let loose. Biden proposes $3 trillion deficit cut, tax hike on the rich, and new budget. Oh, let me read this. Yeah, jobs report looms. Biden also raises more. Oh, let me just actually read it here. Biden also raises more revenue by increasing taxes on oil and gas companies, hiking the corporate tax rate to 28%, up from 21% imposed under former President Donald Trump, but below the 35% tax pre-27, and allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices. With Biden likely to run for re-election in 2024, his budget is also a preview into his platform as a candidate and campaign pitch in the year ahead. Facing a Republican-controlled House, it is unlikely many of these proposals will be passed in their current form. That's for sure. The president submits his budget to Congress outlining his administration's priorities for the upcoming year, but ultimately Congress decides where the funds are allocated. White House Office of Management and Budget Director Shalada Young told reporters the administration is able to cut deficit spending by asking the wealthy and big corporations to begin to pay their fair share and by cutting wasteful spending on big pharma, big oil, and other special interests. It does this in part by reforming our tax code to reward work, not wealth, including by ensuring that no billionaire pays a lower tax rate than a teacher or a firefighter, and by quadrupling the tax rate on the corporate stock buybacks, Young said. That is a very clear contrast with congressional Republicans. That's going to be interesting. They keep on trying to go after stock buybacks, but stock buybacks are useful for so many things. Like, I think when the average American thinks of a stock buyback, they're just saying, wow, they're just buying back their stock only. It's part of it. They only to make their shares go up in value and therefore make themselves richer using the profits of the company. So they're not reinvesting it in the world, they're just reinvesting it in themselves. Does that make sense? When in reality, I think a lot of times, live, President Biden releases his proposed budget. We can watch this. I'll play this in a second here. I gotta turn off a thing here for the alert box. Yeah, we can turn off the alert box for a second. a lot of times these companies are buying back stocks that can give them back to their employees. That way they're not running out of stocks. You know, Apple gives part of like compensation to stocks, Microsoft stocks, but that's only part of it. So a lot of it is enriching themselves. So it'd be interesting to see how they try to balance that out, because that means they wouldn't be able to give stocks as part of compensation to people. And a lot of people like to have stock options as a form of payment. So if the company does good in a good market, they're making more money. But we'll see. That means salaries might go up. All right, let's listen to Joe Biden and his economic speech. I love every time we have the presidential music come on. We got some good bands. Cover up that logo.
Hey, you know what? His mom's watching Tina. Tina? I don't know. I wish you were
Okay, I can't
here.
make this any louder, by the way. This is just as loud as he's talking.
A little bit of an accent, Southern Delaware, talk at you like this, you know what I mean? Look at that for you, so you've done good with that. Congratulations, Mom. Congratulations. Thank you. Please have a seat. Well, you know, I don't know whether you know this or not, because of the previous president, Jimmy Reed. Jimmy, the only reason I'm standing here is you guys, not a joke. And when I was running with Barack, things were slowing up a little bit, and I asked for help. You guys got in a bus, and you're the reason why I'm standing here. I was vice president then, and I'm president because of you. And again, they say, you know, I've told your son, he got good blood. My dad would say. Thank you all very, very much. And it's great to be here with Josh Shapiro, I predict he's going to be one of the best governors in the history of the state. That's in large part because he married up. And I want to thank Congressman Brendan Boyle for the passport to get in his district. Brendan, you've been a great friend from the time we've been together. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, he now leads the Democratic part of the Budget Committee. He's the guy that's going to determine whether or not my budget gets passed. But, you know, while we couldn't be here, I want to thank Jim Kenney, who's a good friend of the mayor of Philadelphia, and two great senators, great close friends, Bobby Casey and John Fetterman, who will continue to deliver for the people of Pennsylvania, I believe. John, if you could hear this at all, we're with you, pal. We're with you. Everybody asks why I ever moved from Scranton. Moved from Scranton because we lived 5 blocks from the Caseys. I think I'm kidding. And I knew as long as his dad was around, I'd never be able to be a senator or governor of Pennsylvania. And then along comes Bobby. Anyway, great big family, great friends. Folks, here's why I'm here today. For too long, working people have been breaking their necks. The economy's left them behind. Working people like you, while those at the top get away with everything. Get everything. One of the reasons why I ran for president, and I mean this sincerely, you may remember when I announced this, there were 3 reasons I was running. 1, to restore the soul of America, restore some decency and honor to the system. And 2, to rebuild the backbone of the country, the middle class. And the middle class does well. The poor have a way up, and the wealthy still do very well. And the third one is to unite the country. Didn't think we could do that. But as we've seen all the talk about we never get any cooperation with the other team, the last 2 years, we've passed some pretty big things with bipartisan support. You know, I ran to grow the economy from the middle out, the bottom up, and not the top down. And I know when I grew up, my dad's kitchen table, not a whole lot trickled down economics into my kitchen table, my dad. That's why I wanted to come here today and lay out the next part of my economic plan. My budget I'm sending to Congress today. If I could hold for just a second, I want to be clear, and I'll be clear to the press as well. The fact is that the Speaker of the House he's a very conservative guy, and he has even more conservative group with him. But he and I met early on. He said, what are we going to do about budget? And I said, well, let's make a deal. Let's meet. I said, I'm going to introduce my budget on the 9th of March. You introduce yours, and we'll sit down and we'll go line by line. And we'll go through it, see if we can agree on it, or we disagree on, and then fight it out in the Congress. So I want to make it clear, I'm ready to meet with the Speaker anytime, tomorrow, if he has his budget. Lay it down, tell me what you want to do, I'll show you what I want to do, see what we can agree on, if we don't agree on, let's see what we vote on. Now, I'm not going to lay out the entire budget, that would take the rest of the day. But no, it's a detailed budget. But I want to give you the contours of what we're for and how it's in stark contrast to what appears to be what the other teams. And my dad had an expression. Someone would come up to my dad and say, let me tell you what I value. My dad would say, no. Show me your budget, I'll tell you what you value. No, I'm serious. My expression my dad would use, show me your budget, I will tell you what you value. Well, folks, let me tell you what I value with the budget I'm releasing today. I value everyone having an even shot, not just labor, but small business owners, farmers, so many other people who hold the country together who've been basically invisible for a long time. So at the end of the month, after working like the devil, they just have a little bit more breathing room, my dad would say. After you pay all your bills, you're sitting at a kitchen table writing out the last bill, you have just a little bit of breathing room.
Okay, I think I'm just going to stop it here. He's really not talking about anything budget-wise. I thought he might get into some details, but he's like me with ADHD. He keeps on going into these random tangents about like values and family and stories, which is cool, don't get me wrong, but it's not why I wanted to watch the video, honestly. So I think I'll go back over here and just kind of explain what he's trying to do. I think that'd just be a lot easier because he's not talking about anything I actually thought he was going to talk about here. Sorry, guys. He is kind of mumbling on about, he was trying to communicate to people. And, I don't have the emotional connection to Joe Biden or politicians in general. I'm pretty sure that the union guys kind of just like said, hey, everybody, come support Joe Biden and, you take the day off. I mean, I would take the day off to go see Joe Biden, right? Not a day off of work. It's a really good day if you ask me. Now, basically what he wants to do is stop the buybacks, increase taxes here on the rich, wealthy corporations, and we'll see how that works out. It's not going to pass, obviously, with the Republican House, but basically, the article goes on to say the stock buybacks tax builds upon a measure Biden signed into law last year, reducing the differential treatment in the code between buybacks and dividends. The goal is to encourage businesses to invest in growth rather than spending it on stock buybacks. Under Biden's budget proposal, the tax would quadruple from 1% to 4%. A Data for Progress poll from February found that 58% of Americans support increasing the stock buyback tax. Biden's fiscal year 2024 budget gets some help from the slowing COVID-19 pandemic, which the White House noted needs less emergency aid as the outbreak enters a new phase thanks to widespread vaccinations. The president's spending priorities have included increasing funding for early childhood education and childcare, expanding the $35 cap on insulin prices to all Americans, and expanding free community college. These proposals are all part of his push to give American families a little more breathing room. The 2024 fiscal year begins October 1st and runs through September 30th, 2024. All right, we don't have to go into all this other stuff here, but should be pretty interesting to see how all this plays out. As you guys can see, Bitcoin continues to go down, maybe because Joe Biden started talking, frankly. Whenever a president starts talking about increasing taxes and stuff like that, the market usually doesn't like it. But the market's already having a bad day. The Dow Jones continues to drop. The NASDAQ continues to drop. Yeah, we did end up breaking down the 50-minute chart. We did break down below support here. Wow, there is nothing really holding us together right now. And the SPY continues to drop here pretty aggressively because the SPY doesn't have as much support as everything else, okay? But yeah, so keep in mind that I don't think anything in this budget's really gonna pass. With Republicans, they're trying to curb spending, not raise taxes going into a recession. they're trying to like I think people trust Republicans to manage the economy a little bit more, and they trust Democrats with social issues a little bit more, right? I think that's the way American politics has always played out. And when the economy is kind of rough, they choose to go with Republicans. When the economy is pretty good, they choose to go with Democrats. I think that's just the way we kind of swing for a little bit back and forth, at least over the past like 10, 15 years, right? I think ever since I started paying attention to politics, which I think was like more so at the start of the Obama years. Um, but I mean, you can see Bitcoin's definitely taking a hitter here. This is the 1 minute chart. Definitely. Let's see. We might try to find a one higher low here. If we can get one higher low, that's going to be actually pretty nice for Bitcoin. But you guys can see Link is falling down here. If I go over to the 4 hour chart, Link is down 4%. STMX down 5. Sheeb down a little bit here after breaking down a while ago. Litecoin broke down a while ago, retested, then came down formally. Ethereum Classic making new lows here. Solana making new lows. Sand making new lows. BNB making new lows. Doge on Mars almost there. Gala almost there. UFO coin definitely making new lows here. Oh, XLM, damn. Yeah, definitely making lows here as well. Let's go back over here to the 1 minute chart. I want to see if we can actually make that low. So I'll go over here to the 5 for now. We would actually really want to make this some type of situation where we have a higher low. Doesn't seem as possible, but again, the stock market really has to like chill out for a few minutes now. Let's see. And hey, Mo, LOL. What do you call it? Like, if you guys want to watch it, it's right here. On CNBC. If you guys want to watch it, he's just not. I mean, like, maybe, let's go back over here and let's see.
People are seeing them there, along with extreme superstorms and droughts. That's why I took the most aggressive action ever in all of history in any country to take on the climate crisis by lowering your home energy bills, which Magna.
I wish my home energy bills were cheaper. Okay, but yeah, he's not saying anything of importance right now. I think he's doing more of a campaign style rally, which is cool. Like, let him do his rally. I don't care. But I thought he was going to be talking more. Like CNBC has it said, releases his budget, his proposed budget for fiscal year 2024. I thought he was going to be going over some details, perhaps. We're not getting any details. He's doing more of a campaign type thing, which is cool, but not what I'm looking for, right? Let's see. No, I totally agree. LOL, he goes off at all kind of angles. Oh yeah, dude, I do the same thing, so I totally get it. But like, I'm not the president. I'm some guy on YouTube that just trades for a living. I don't have to be able to stay on focus. Because what do you call it? Like, if I go off tangent and I'm looking at something, it could be interesting to you guys. But yeah, when the president does it, it's a little bit more weird. It's a little bit more weird. Because I think presidents do it normally, but they do it to a certain vibe, right? Obama was really good at going off on tangents that really struck a chord with like average day Americans. Trump really like was able to feel the crowd and like whatever the crowd really was cheering the most on. He would tangent into that subject and to get even more roars of applause. Right? Biden just kind of goes, but like nobody's following him on those tangents. And I don't know. He doesn't have that like that gift that Trump and Biden had. I don't remember too much about Bush because he was in my younger years, but I do know that Trump and Obama, excuse me, are good orators when it comes to reaching their bases and the people that truly support them. You get much more of like you get those goosebumps and something fills you up, I guess. That would feel like, you see a movie and all of a sudden there's some type of heroic speech going on. Like the King's speech at the end of that movie. I was like, oh man, this is good with the music. Oh, this is good. I think like Democrats can get that for Obama and Republicans can get that from Trump. But I don't think I've seen too many Democrats get that from Biden so far. And that could just be age. That could be the what he wants to, what he thinks he's touching a nerve on isn't really touching a nerve. But it's very weird to listen to him sometimes as somebody who has like severe ADHD. And like, dude, I don't understand why you're going off on those tangents in that particular way, because usually people with ADHD we're observant. It's not like we're not observing. We just have trouble sticking on topic, and you guys have known that from me for a long time. Let's see right here. At least Silvergate News is done moving market to this point. Yeah, the good thing about Silvergate here was that there was no like infection going to other places. That money wasn't going to be able to pay. People wouldn't have to have trouble with their debts and stuff like that. We weren't going to have those types of issues. Like if I go over here and let me get a Biden stuff. Go over here to Silvergate. Uh, Silvergate Bank. There's the website. The Silvergate trademark banking platform is innovative as the new enterprise we serve. Effective immediately, Silvergate has made a risk-based decision to discontinue the Silvergate Exchange Network (SEN), and all other deposit-related services remain operational. Okay, so yeah, should be interesting to see how this works out. Why Silvergate? There's no why anymore. Get started. Will they still let me get started? Fintech banking, commercial lending. Oh yeah, subject to credit approval. Oh yeah, no shit. I guess we can just go over here to the CNBC one. I don't want to look at Barron's. See, shares of Silicon Valley Bank Financial fall more than 50% as tech-focused bank looks to raise more cash. Holy shit. Silicon Valley Bank is a pretty big institution. I mean, I've gone to a lot of their meetings up in Seattle, and they invest a lot into tech startups. The fact that they're looking to raise more cash is kind of freaky. They have like a really nice, like they're one of those places that has the really nice downtown offices where like certain parts of the office, like you can talk. Like there's think of an open concept room. There's walls and stuff, but open concept room where you have like a place for a meeting with a big table, but there's no walls. It's like pillars and stuff. Imagine the room is designed so you could talk full speech over there, but somebody that's like 20 feet away at the snack bar or something, or in the office, they can't hear you because there's speakers and they actually offset the sound. It's pretty crazy stuff. But they have a really nice office in downtown Seattle, right next to the Amazon Go store. I've been there more than a few times. But this is new. This is news. This is news. What the heck is that? Okay, I'll come back to that. I'll come back to the Silicon Valley Bank in a second here. Oh, this is just talking about the price action. The end of Silvergate is concerning for the industry, which now expects a slowdown in inbound flows with this SEN or enough reliable alternatives. Businesses still have Signature Bank, whose Signet platform is comparable to Silvergate's SEN, but the company has already said it plans to limit its crypto exposure in light of recent events. Probably good for them. The industry will be monitoring its developments, however, particularly following last week's coordinated effort by the Fed, the FDIC, and the OCC to warn banks about liquidity risks that come with banking crypto companies. Those warnings will make it difficult for the biggest banks to service the crypto space, as we believe they have concluded that the opportunity is not worth the regulatory risk. All right. Now, that's why we need regulation. If we have regulation, a lot of these problems go away. But I don't know if we're gonna have regulation. They keep on talking about it, but we have to wait to see if there's a tangible bill on the floor that has it looks like it has momentum. Right now, all of them are kind of statement bills that have no momentum, and I'll be keeping an eye out for it, but I haven't seen it. And I have a friend. I don't know if she's out in Michigan right now or if she's back in Seattle, but I have a friend who reads bills for a living to interpret them for clients. She said she would help me interpret a bill that was actually going to the floor. So whenever they do have a bill, I'll be able to hit her up and be like, hey, can you please come on the YouTube show with me and just explain to all of you guys what exactly is going on here? Because I do think it's important that we understand what exactly is in the bill. We might have to give her like a week or two after the bill is passed, but usually there's copies of the bill ahead of time, even though like they may make some slight changes from each vote to vote, if that makes sense. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting. Now, as far as Silicon Valley Bank, what the heck is this? Well, let's just go over here to SVB first. Oh, shit. Yeah, it went from 265 to 116. Whoa. Wow. I mean, this thing just keeps going down. Hold on one second. I just want to see something right here. Livestream. But this morning at 137. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's go over here. So they bought a put in the morning here. They bought a put in the morning, 105 strike price. How much has this thing gone up since they bought it? Is it not even going to tell me? I see dark pool levels, but load, damn you. I think the move was so violent it can't actually show it in the chart. I wonder if that's what it is. Let's go to this one here. This is a sweep. charts. They bought it $19. Now it's at $42. Holy moly, these options are going off the chart. 200 strike price. They bought at, what is this? $43. It's now at $50. The implied volatility must be crazy right now too. Oh, there's different time frames here. Okay, that's what it is. 317. So that's next Friday. They bought at $4. Now it's at $30. You know, it topped off here at $37. Holy shit! This is Anybody buying calls? There we go. We got a call over here for next Friday. 155. It's at 116 now. How's this call doing? They bought at 825. Now it's down to 353. It might have been a hedge or something because that's lost over 50% of its value. Wow. Just wow. This one's for December. 135 puts. Wow, these people are going crazy. Okay. Let me just read the story very fast. Oh, it was halted multiple times. Oh, geez, yeah. Shares of the tech-focused bank SVB Financial plunged more than 50% on Thursday after the company announced a plan to raise more than $2 billion in capital to offset losses in bond sales. Whoa. Trading in the stock was halted for volatility multiple times during the session, and the drop brought Silicon Valley Bank's market cap below $8 billion. The company said in a letter from CEO Greg Becker on Wednesday that it has sold substantially all of its available sales securities and was looking to raise $2.25 billion between common equity and convertible preferred shares. Investment fund General Atlantic has already committed to contribute $500 million to that total, the letter said. Oh, wow. Wow. Elevated cash burns from clients. What's this letter that I'm looking at here? 4-page. Oh, this is a pretty straightforward letter, though. We have sold substantially all of our available AFS security portfolio with the intention of reinvesting the proceeds and commence an underwritten public offering seeking to raise approximately $1.75 billion between common equity and mandatory convertible preferred shares. As part of the capital raise, General Atlantic, a leading global growth equity fund and long-standing client of SVB, has committed to invest $500 million on the same economic terms as our common offering for a total raise of $2.25 billion. Whoosh. Like SVB, SVB is in Seattle. It's like a pretty nice office building. It has an office in the building. It doesn't have the entire building. So if I go over here to Nordstrom's, where do I normally get off on the bus when I go up to Seattle? Maybe I should take about the train. Okay, Columbia Center. It's right. It's in here. Silicon Valley Bank's in here somewhere. Yeah, that is Silicon Valley Bank. Right in here, right next to the Amazon little Go store right here. It's I don't know if they have any pictures of the office, but it's like right up in there. Not even on the top, but it's like right up in here. It's a really nice little space. Security's a freaking bitch to get in there though. I guess as it should be for a nice little place. But what do you call that's surprising. That's really surprising to me. I mean, just talk about falling off of a cliff here. Whoa. And Bitcoin's attempting still to make a higher low here. I mean, we still honestly have plenty of time for us to break down below this higher low, but short term, it's a good sign right there. Well, the positive in this is I can buy more cheap crypto. Exactly. I mean, that's why, guys, I keep on saying I'm overall bearish. Remember, there are a lot of people saying that we weren't even going to come back down below $20,000, or we're not even going to come back down close to $20,000 after we were going back to 25. People get on my nerves a lot when they say shit like that, but like, I'm more focused, I would say, on the overall economy, right? Not just the market. I think a lot of people out there are technical traders, and while technical traders definitely, I mean, I'm a technical trader by heart. Sometimes you just have to understand the economy is not good. Inflation is not a good thing for us to worry about. The Federal Reserve, not a good thing working on our side right now. And, maybe if we're lucky, we won't go into a full-blown recession, but that doesn't mean we're not going to be coming back down a little bit lower as earnings continue to come down. People continue to save more because they don't want to spend any more money. They realize, like, whoa, something bad is probably coming. I don't want to be spending a whole bunch of money right now. Like, I mean, I'm not spending as much money as I normally do at this point because I want to have a nice savings, primarily to move, honestly, but, there are lots of people out there, like families, who say, maybe we shouldn't take that trip to Disneyland this year because we don't know if we're going to have jobs next year. Why not just put that into a savings account or some type of account where I can earn some money off of it, even a short-term bond if they go through a financial advisor. And they're just saying, you know what, we'll just go out to dinner a few more times and have some more family time where we go to the park or something like that, instead of just going out there. Or maybe they scale down their vacation and say, hey, we're not going to fly all the way to California or Florida for the Disney worlds and stuff. Maybe we just go to the beach and rent a house for a couple days and save like a couple $1,000 of flight fares. I mean, there's a whole bunch of that type of talk happening right now. And well, I think the economy is still okay at this point. I would say okay, like not healthy, but okay. Um, I would say that as long as people are still going on vacations, period, I think the economy is still going to be like the market's still going to be okay. It's when people stop doing all that stuff altogether, from like the lower income to maybe the lower middle income, that's when things start to get a little bit more sketchy for the market. My money is then passing any bill that would be right around the next halving event in hopes of disrupting the next bull run. Tinfoil hat theory. Um, I thought about that, but I think they really want to do it beforehand. Like, I think instead of making the next bull run so much worse, like a worse bull run, I think they want to make this bear market that much worse of a bear market, if that makes sense. That's my preferred tin hat foil theory, but I don't know exactly how their legislation would work. Like, let me just go over here very fast. I did not spell that right, but that's okay. This is from Cointelegraph. U.S. crypto regulation happening behind closed doors, Blockchain Association CEO. The work has been done for stablecoin regulation in the United States, but many in Washington, D.C. are feeling burned and betrayed over the FTX collapse last year. The United States Congress needs to take control of crypto legislation and make it a more open process where the entire marketplace is looked at comprehensively, suggests Christian Smith, CEO of Blockchain Association. I mean, that makes more sense. FTX poked the bear and the bear is pissed. O'Leary on the crypto crackdown. Well, yeah, I mean, like, Kevin O'Leary still promotes FTX, or Sam Bankman-Fried is a good guy. And remember, guys, what is it? It's March right now. I don't think we get to see Sam Bankman-Fried, the case, start until October or something like that. In October, I will be streaming every single day that court trial, if it's allowed to be made public. I will be streaming it every single day from beginning to end, and just watching it with you guys, not talking too much, maybe giving my little dib dab every now and again. But like, how sometimes courts can get quiet for a little bit. Um, but I'll be streaming it all day, every day. I'm hoping that they make it an open trial because everybody really needs to understand what happened here, and I still think there's a lot of questions about what happened during this whole debacle. Right, a lot of questions there. Do I think Doge would drop more? Oh, most likely yes. Over the next few days. Daily Bread. Oh, that's a whole yikes in one day. Hey everyone. Hey Echo Pink. Happy to see you back. Elon Doge tweets actually make great shorts with tight stop losses in a downtrend, in my opinion. Yeah. What it does is it pops up quite a bit, and then most of the time, it's a pop then a drop. Remember, I showed you guys that thumbnail I made specifically for those moments months ago, where it's like Elon Musk Dogecoin, and it's like a pop and drop because it always pops then drops afterwards. It's basically making sure that you're not over leveraged when you short, so you guys aren't forced to be liquidated in case he tweets again and it jumps up one more time. That's basically the issue with those tweets. Most of the time, they end up coming back down. I just put $65,000 on it, going up 10% next week. Hey, double X killer, all day, every day. I'll see you then. There you go. What's the next level under 20,800? 20,400, 20,390 ish level. That's really that next level there. If we fall down below that, we're most likely going over to like $18,500, $18,000 over the next few weeks. I don't think we're going to be crashing and burning here unless the stock market really wants to have a big moment. And that would be coming off of, oh, there's no more high or lows, right? But that would be coming off of, let me see if I can change this to the 1 minute chart here. Um, Um, that would come with tomorrow's job numbers, unemployment numbers, or when we start having the Fed minutes, I think, which is on the 22nd or so. Oh, we're trying to hold, but we still broke down below that support. Um, March 21st, 22nd. 22nd is when they're going to come out with the announcement, have the press release, and all that type of stuff. So the 22nd, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days away, less than 2 weeks away here. We'll see how it goes. Reminder that on the 26th through the 30th, I'll be in Las Vegas, hanging with a friend that I haven't seen in a couple years, or a year or so. So I won't be streaming during that time, or I will probably say hi to people, but I won't be streaming crypto and stuff. So what I'll do is I'll have a backlog of videos, basically like tutorials and stuff that I'll post for you guys. But there won't be any like day-to-day streams like this that we're doing right now. Okay. So just so you guys remember that. Okay. Go over here to coinmarketcap.com right now. Let's zoom in just a tad. Zoom, zoom, zoom. What's going down over the last hour? I mean, not much. I mean, we see Terra's down, Luna's down, Immutable is down a little bit, Kava's down, Clay is down. Not too much. Really, the last 24 hours seems to be the thing where, yeah, CVX is down, FXS, Synthex, Maker, Immutable, Multiverse, ApeCoin. Whatever. Do I even have ApeCoin still on my charts? There, no, here it is. Oh, ApeCoin's down a little bit today as well. Oh, yeah. Broke down below that 200, and that's all she wrote. Wow. No 20 to save her this time. Ouch, yeah. I mean, this thing broke down a long time ago. I mean, like a while ago. Yeah, like a while ago there. Ah, yikes. Look at Death Cross is coming inbound here, too. Another breakdown there as well. Yeah, this thing was doomed to break down a while ago. Huh. All right. Well, that's interesting. Mad coming back down. Everything wants to come down a little bit more. She broke down as well. Dogecoin, I took away the Dogecoin technicals, but Dogecoin broke down a while ago as well here. Let me put on the sideways lines. There you go. Broke down a while ago here as well. Bitcoin's down about 4% now, everybody. Still breaking down bit by bit. Dude, there's a fight going over for this level right now. They really don't want to see us continue, but I'm like, I don't see how they stop it. Somebody wants it to, somebody's trying to buy it right now, though. That's interesting. So we got the Dow. The Dow broke down earlier. You guys can see that. Still coming back down. NASDAQ just now breaking down. Consolidating a little bit more, but still breaking down. SPY broke down a while ago. Oh, I think I got rid of that line here. Let's go over to the daily chart. 4-hour chart. Yeah, this last little breakdown right here. But it looks like the SPY at least has the stronger support level. We still have one down here at 392. Then after that, I mean, really, it might just be Fibonacci levels at that point. The daily chart, dude. I mean, these Fibonacci levels aren't even helping out at all. A little bit there, not much there, not much here, yeah. I mean, the zone was good, I guess, but that's typically the zone people are going to be buying at, but yowza. I wouldn't want to buy the SPY until it dips back down here towards the 380s or so. That's my next, like, reversal point for this one, but yeah. Everything's having a rough day, everybody. Everything's having a rough day, and that's okay. We all have our bad days. The market's no different for us. Hey, Michael, I've been busy. I apologize for not showing here, dude. No worries. Everybody has a life, my man. I've been working harder so I can buy more Dogecoin, dude. Nice, nice, nice. What do you call? I've been I mean, I guess it's been working more on those tutorial videos here. I put out a video this morning, I think, but my audio on it was a little messed up, so I apologize for that. Something went wrong with my mic. I just realized like a few weeks ago that Loki likes to eat these things, like these little oh, you guys can see my microphones. These little, what the heck are they called? I got a box of them right here. Windscreen for large microphones. So I bought a new pack of them because Loki likes to chew on them, and when he chews on them, now he doesn't chew them. I taught him, but he was pushing the gain button up, and so when my gain is up too much, my voice would like peak and it would just like chop out. It's like, wait, watch this. Like when it's too loud like this, sometimes the voice will come out as very cracky, pop, pop, pop. It's really, really bad. Test, test, test. There we go. Yeah. So it comes out a little bit different when he after he's messed around with it. And my videos for a while were just freaking annoying me because I couldn't figure out what the issue was. And now that I've been talking about him, he's mad at me talking about him. He's like, "Why are you gossiping about me?" Yeah, baby treat. Yep. But yeah, he's definitely been a brat. I had to figure out what the heck was going on because one day this thing was just off, and I was like, "Why is it off?" And then I realized like it had been chewed up, and I was like, "Dude, remember I told you guys I brought my other mic out here to try to figure out what was wrong? The microphone is fine, but the gain was totally off." Excuse me. Oosh. I think I'm done trading on dailies and only doing SPY. I mean, that's why the majority of people out there only like to trade like 5 to 10 different assets, sometimes going up to 20 assets. If you only trade a few things, you can become very good at it. Especially with the SPY right now. The SPY has been very interesting because it doesn't really have the same type of support levels as everything else. So like, I just had that SPY chart here a few minutes ago. YouTube show SPY. There you go. You see right now, I mean, according to the GAN boxes and stuff, we should be coming down technically. But you can see as far as the SPY, now we're breaking back down below the 50-week moving average in the 20. But if I get rid of the chart here for a second, we should probably have a golden cross there between the 20 and the 50. And what's so crazy about that is usually, you come back over here to the financial crisis. Golden crosses usually signal the end of the bear market, which is why everything is so out of whack. 2000, right? Golden cross right there. Almost had a golden cross over here, almost, but didn't. That usually signals the end of a bear market. And what's the issue here is probably not going to signal the end of a bear market. It's probably going to be the freaking weirdest little crazy move that we've ever seen. But I mean, when you zoom out here, you can really see like how crazy the market moved up here. Or maybe I should, let me zoom out like 100%. There we go. You can see how this crazy move right here. The stock market doesn't normally go this aggressive. This is what made this so crazy. Remember, we have like, let's see, what's the easy way to do this? Oh, that's fine. Financial crisis right there. See how slow we're going up? Slow, slow, slow. Grinding, fine. We're still making some good moves, fine. Get over here. Markets recovering after the financial crisis. 2015, 2016. Oh, this is still 2015. Yeah, the economy was kind of shitty in 2015, wasn't it? 2016, what's his name? Trump gets elected. He lowers taxes, more business-friendly environment, if right? And then boom, you start to see this accelerate a little bit more. People were like, oh my God, we're getting too hot. We were starting to raise interest rates in order to cool it off a little bit and therefore find that nice balance so there wasn't too much craziness. And then, of course, like COVID happened. And then, look at this. We just kind of go sky high. Like, this is unbelievably crazy. Which is why I keep on saying, like, dude, how can we not like give back some of those gains, if not a lot of those gains, after what we saw with COVID? But bounce off here. Maybe we'll have another opportunity to get back down $3,500 or so. I'd be happy to get around 3,500 or a little bit lower than that, maybe 3,300 to 3,000. This is really why I want to see us come back down as far as the overall buying zones for me for a lot of assets out there, because I'm still expecting something more of a moderate recession. If we have something like a lot worse, it's going to be, of course, a little bit worse there. But I wonder, you see this golden cross we've been talking about here. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit more for you guys as well. This golden cross that we're talking about between the 20 and the 50, typically that golden cross, it does happen below the 200 daily moving average, right? Below the 200 over here. And I'm in log mode, guys, and I have my charts locked here, so I can't like really go up and down. But you can see it happens well down below the 200 weekly moving average. It's not happening below the 200 weekly moving average right now. Eventually, this 50 is going to cross down below the 200, and that's going to be a death cross there. And again, whenever we have the death crosses here, sorry to go back in history, really bad time. Really bad times. It's just really, really bad times. You guys can barely. Okay, let me unlock the price to bar ratio. There you go. Really bad times, right? really bad times. So this is such a weird market environment, which is like it's really cool for me to see how all this works out. But at the same time, you're like, I'm still sick if you guys didn't know. Um, oh man, let me put this back up here. Yeah, there you go. Lock it back up. But yeah, it is interesting because we are going to have this death cross here. We are going to have this death cross. Don't you dare claw into me. Even if you're wagging your tail happily, it still hurts. But yeah, so there's a whole bunch of mixed signals, but the most powerful signal still suggests we're going to be going down over the long term here. Technical wise, economy wise, we'll still have to wait to see if the floor falls from beneath this or not. There you go. Hey, Bitcoin's trying to do a little bit of reversal here in the 1 minute chart. The Dow is not. The NASDAQ is trying, so we're following the NASDAQ basically. And the SPY is trying, but not nearly as much as the NASDAQ. Looks like Bitcoin's really trying to follow the NASDAQ here. All right, back over here to the 15. We'll see if we're able to slow down or not, but we've had a pretty rough few hours here, guys. Michael Burry tweet, holy hell. Let me see if I can find it very fast. Oh, now it didn't let me type in my head. Oh, and message. Oh. I'm in the messages section. Okay. Michael B. Jordan. Holy hell. Lamb of God, live in Portland. Hate. What? I'm so confused. I can't play it because it's YouTube, but let me go over here to Michael Burry tracker. Who did? Let's see. March 7th. Bad luck, new home buyers. This is the least affordable market in decades. Homes were most affordable in 2012. Now they're not. Yeah, fuck, dude. This economy is really fucking shit. What do I think about natural gas? I mean, personally, I'd be investing in natural gas companies. I am invested in natural gas energy companies, but they also have to do with oil. The ones that are pure natural gas have been in a lot of trouble just because the price of natural gas has come down so much. But I still believe it's going to have to turn around eventually. And whenever that turnaround happens, I'll be able to make some money off of it. But they're much more longer term holds that I'm okay with them continuing to fall in the short term as long as in the long term I'm able to make some good money off them. Like if we go over here to natural gas prices, I haven't checked them out like a week or so, but weekly chart, they've been barely stagnating over the past like a month or so. Okay, daily chart had a little bit of a rip here. Looks like a few days ago, but overall, like we're still where we were like a couple weeks ago, back over here at the beginning of February. Not much has changed, right? We're looking like we may have an opportunity for a golden cross. That would be kind of nice. Well, guess what? We had a golden cross right over here. Didn't do jack squat for us. So at this point, I'm accumulating because we've just fallen down so much here. So let's go to the weekly chart. So much that I think eventually we're going to have a bounce here as production was cut in order to raise prices, just like OPEC does their stuff. We'll see, but man, I mean this thing is just falling down so much. I got to take an opportunity. And if you want to go over here to Finviz, screen. Oh my God, just look at the markets go down and down. Anything actually up today? No, not really. Lily, Intel, but Intel's trash. So, industry. I wonder if there's a way to. Oil and gas. You want to do refining? No, refinings are probably more stable than the actual drillers. Bore drilling. It's Bermuda, United Kingdom. Here's one, PDS. This is up in Canada, though. I mean, this thing had a clear breakdown. Wow, look at that. Talk about an easy breakdown to trade. Oh, they're not even, they're a low market cap company. That's what it is. Okay, let's go over here, though. North America drilling. Why are they losing money? Okay, they only have like 120 rigs. That's why. Do they have everything on here? No, they don't. It's fine. I'm not going to go too far into it. But yeah, let me get rid of this SPY one here, that chart. Oh, I'm watching the anime, or I was going to watch an anime, I think. But yeah, it's still quite down compared to where it was a while ago. I have to believe it'll come up a little bit higher. Same as when we talk about the oil markets right now, how they've been in that range. I think oil may actually break out here over the next quarter and a half to 2 quarters. Basically, by the time everybody starts driving again for summer, as they drop their kids off at college kids, or everybody has time to go on road trips and stuff, because by then, it's still cheaper to go on the road. I think oil prices will go higher here, and you can see the forecast I had for it before. Eventually, we're going to come back out and have that nice little breakout. I just don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but I think it's going to happen sometime around summertime, right? Squiggle around for a little bit. As long as we're in this nice trading range, let me get rid of these very fast for you guys. This was just more of the moving averages. As long as we stay kind of above the $70 range, I'm pretty sure eventually by the time summer rolls around, we're going to break out here and probably head back up towards $90 or so, and then we might just have some type of larger range. But this is a pure consolidation phase where the OPEC is keeping us at these levels. Biden was trying to do the petroleum reserves and stuff. Those have stopped. Biden was manipulating the market just as every other country does in the world. Manipulating the market to bring oil prices back down. He started all the way back over here, so it really didn't matter too much until OPEC said, "Okay, we're not going to be cutting production as much." I think there was a big summit over it and whatever. But yeah, so we're consolidating right now. OPEC is pretty much controlling the prices by not by cutting production or managing production. Let me say it like that. So if the oil prices start to go back up, I don't know if Joe Biden is going to unleash the petroleum reserves once again, because now this is an election season. We're already in a 2024 election mode, and although he hasn't said he's going to run again, I'm pretty sure he's going to run. If we still consolidate in this cycle, then all of a sudden, OPEC starts to cut production again and mess with Joe Biden during the elections. I'd be curious to see if he actually lowers the petroleum reserve. I messed up the spelling on that one, of course, but that's okay. I need a chart. Yeah, there you go. See how we just kind of tanked over here the last few years as we were trying to put off as much as possible to help out the oil prices. Remember, last time we did it was for the midterms. And so is he going to continue to lower it? Because there's a chance we can go to war with Russia or China. We should really have these reserves kind of for an emergency, right? So I'm not entirely sure what happens here. You go over here to 2022, 5,888,000. Now we're down to 372,000 as of December. I mean, we've come down a lot. Normally, we're kind of around 700,000, 650,000. Joe Biden's been letting go a lot of that oil. And so eventually, I don't know if he's going to want to do it again. We'll have to see, though. And Bitcoin continues to break down here. Yeah, it did break down. Oh, gosh, it's not even trying to do the proper reversals here. NASDAQ still breaking down here. 1 minute chart. Yeah, there's not much keeping us here. Yeah, look at SPY. It's going all the way back down to that 392 support we've been talking about. SPY has no support relative to everything else. NASDAQ has support. Dow Jones has some support. 200 daily moving average. Bitcoin has a little bit of support here. The S&P has no support right now, and it's so freaking weird to watch it fall down like this. But yeah, get ready for an interesting day, everybody. I suspect that over the next next week or so, we're going to have a lot more volatility. But at least if you guys are thinking about doing any trades, just be careful if you guys have placed any trades today and you're expecting us to fall down even more tomorrow, or you're expecting some type of big move tomorrow on the downward side. When the jobs numbers come out, it is going to be a little bit of a whiplash. If it's good news, you're going to see the market have a really big rebound after having a negative day today, okay? The one thing I'll say, though, is we did see breakdowns today. We have about an hour left or 50 minutes left until the trading day is over. The Dow Jones looks like it's going to be closing down below this point and below the 200 daily moving average. Whoa. So you're going to see some breakdowns there, followed by death crosses occurring over the next few weeks. That's going to be more bearish news going on for the rest of the month here as far as March is concerned. The NASDAQ here, not as bearish because we do have this golden cross coming up. But again, this golden cross is going to turn into a death cross within 2 weeks, I would say, as the 20 comes down below the 50. I could see this going more sideways even as the Dow Jones actually goes down. So you might actually see tech go sideways as most of the components of the Dow Jones Industrial Average actually go down. So keep an eye out for that one, just like how the NASDAQ was going more sideways when the Dow Jones was actually going up earlier last quarter, okay? Now, as far as the SPY, we've already broken down here. Let me just get rid of all these lines for a second. We're really looking for the short-term support, but we're also breaking down below the 200 daily moving average here, leading for a death cross here and a death cross here. You know, I'm hopeful that somehow we'll get this kind of fixed up for us, but at this point, it definitely just looks bleh, where we're looking for more death crosses here, except for the NASDAQ, which is kind of interesting to me, but we'll kind of have to let this ride. And hey, Danny, hey, good afternoon, my man. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions, my man. And 20,800 broke. Yeah, there wasn't really much support there for Bitcoin as far as 20,800. The support level that I had was 21,406, and then we really start coming back down here to 20,400. I turned off a lot of the technicals I had because there was so much just crap on the screen. But if I just bring up these, there we go. This is the regular stuff here. Oh, it's not showing the, maybe if I go to the 4-hour chart, it'll pop it back up for us. Let me see. No, why isn't it showing up? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, maybe too many things have happened now. 5 perhaps. I don't know. There was order blocks here a while ago. Are they here? If I put the order blocks here. Nope. I don't know. Oh, doesn't matter. You can clearly see the support level down here. 20,450. That's where I could see Bitcoin trying to find some next levels of support. In fact, I would say if you wanted to buy Bitcoin at this point for tomorrow, your best bet would be to buy it sometime in the next 6 to 8 hours. That's when I'd be looking to buy it. You're going to get into the zone eventually, and that's what I'd be looking at. I'd be much happier with that. Okay. Oh, sorry for that little ding if it was too loud for you guys. And thanks for subscribing, my man. I appreciate that a lot. And thanks again, Danny, for the super chat. But, I mean, it looks like we just had a big drop. The market's going to be closing pretty soon. Unless we have some worse news coming out for Bitcoin. Yeah, you can grunt all you want. Loki's over here like, because he wants to get scratches. Unless we have some like really bad news or something, or whales specifically attack us, which, I mean, they've been doing, but not really at like crazy levels, right? I mean, remember the last big attack we had was way back over here. I would try to do at least one opportunity to buy for a short-term reversal, but the reversal is only if you guys want to play the data that comes out tomorrow. It's only if you want to do that. And so I would say it's probably just going to be a smaller position if I do a position at all. And most likely if I do the position, it would be more of a 4-hour hold, an 8-hour hold, and not so much of a multi-day hold where I'm trying to worry about the data. Because I'm always thinking that sometimes whales like to do these nasty little fake outs here where, let's say we end up breaking down below this, you know, then we just come back down to 20,000 or so. We come back down a little below. Then we have another reversal, another little hump, so to speak. And then once Monday starts again, then we're looking a little bit better. But as you can see, this death cross, it's not going to be good news. You guys know I'm a big proponent of following the death crosses and stuff. You know. So 20,400 is a final resistance. Support, yeah. Support, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, excuse me. Did you want a little treat? Here's another crumb. He can't have too many treats, so I have to give him these crumbs at a certain point. Yeah. But yeah, I would say around the 20,400 is where I'd be looking to buy if I could really get a precise moment on that. But again, I eventually think we are going to be able to break that back down below this. It's just kind of like how long it's going to take, and it's more iffy right now with all this data we're expecting as far as jobs data tomorrow, and then next couple weeks we're going to be looking at the Fed minutes. That's going to be the big thing for us to be focusing on here. Look at the 15-minute chart. We're still falling, guys. I mean, it's not like we found a support. We just tanked right there. So they're still pushing us back down, and we're a few $100 away from that. Just a few $100. So not too crazy. And thanks for subscribing, man. Your name is, I think, in Korean, but I can't pronounce it. But I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Let's go over here. I mean, like, Doge is down about almost 5% now. Look at that. Matic is down. Dollar index is up for the day. It looks like up for a little bit. I mean, that makes sense when you see how fast the market's been going down. But look at the Dow. Dow's having a really rough day going into the ending here. The NASDAQ still going. See, the NASDAQ is still going more sideways. The NASDAQ technicals would show you that it's actually not looking as bearish as everything else, and it's actually holding up a little bit better. It's still bearish, but it's holding up better based off of the technicals, which is why I love technical analysis. SPY here, first thing I said when we looked at SPY is like, there's really no floor. I was looking for any GAN support level that we could have on the other chart. There's no GAN support levels right now. It's freaking insane. It's still getting pushed down. My God. Ethereum. Oh, Ethereum broke down too. Holy shit, though. Yeah, so, yeah, I told you guys when this thing breaks down, we're most likely heading for 20,500 as far as Bitcoin's concerned. It's all just a really nasty day. Just a really nasty day here, guys. I mean, but these are the days where you guys want to buy, right? I mean, we can chill and talk for a little bit. If you guys have any questions on particular crypto stocks or cryptocurrencies or stocks, let me know. I mean, I was originally just going to hop off the stream here because my nose was giving me some issues because I'm still sick, as you guys know. But at this point, I'm okay just chilling because the market still seems to be doing some stuff. It seems like there's an opportunity here for a lot of people to be buying up some crypto. But, you know, it's definitely not for the faint of heart here. And you guys have to have some stop losses, probably around $20,000 if you want to be safe on it. But again, it's really for the news tomorrow. If I go back over here to, yeah, this one. Yeah, key jobs report, right? Stocks accelerated losses in the final hour of trading Thursdays as banks and other financials sold off, and investors braced for the key payroll report Friday that could set the direction of interest rates, right? Now, is it going to set the direction of interest rates? No, but people perceive it to be so the market will react on the news appropriately. We can listen to this interview right here. This has been pretty interesting. Jeremy Siegel is very anti-Jerome Powell. He thinks he's going too far and exceeding his mandate, which has been pretty interesting, right? So let me turn up the volume here. We can listen to this just for a second. It is pretty interesting to listen to what he has to say.
Emeritus of Finance at University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business. I'll just ask you the question I was asking Steve. What's your expectation? Are you at a 50 or 25 for next week?
Well, first let me say that I think that the Fed policy is very misguided. Let me tell you why. This month is the third anniversary of the COVID crisis, March 2020. Over that period, wages have gone up less than inflation. It's hard to argue the wages are cause of inflation when they've gone up less than inflation. By the way, through history, wages usually go up 1% to 2% a year above inflation. So workers are way behind where they normally are over the last 3 years. But more importantly, Jay Powell himself has said there's a structural shift downward in the labor supply. Well, listen, Economics 101 says if there's a reduction in supply, we have to.
One funny thing, like normally you can see his eyes. I don't know why you can't see his eyes right now. I just don't know why you can't see his eyes.
Increase the real wage to clear the market. I mean, it is not the job of the Fed to offset a supply side shift. They control aggregate demand. So I think they're focused just on how tight is the labor market. Suddenly a maniacal type of a focus is the wrong way to go about it.
Right.
Look what's happening to prices.
There's two issues. There's what you want the Fed to do versus the question I'd be asking, which is what you think the Fed will do. And it sounds like you think the Fed will go 50 points, and maybe you're scared that they will, and that's why you're saying, and you think that that's the wrong decision?
I definitely think that is the wrong decision. I mean, I agree with, I basically agree with what Steve said. If it's north of 200, now don't forget, we're going to have to look at the wage, and there is that CPI, which we've stressed is such a terribly backward-looking index. That now he's excluded rent, as well as food, as well as energy. The so-called mini core that he's gotten to now is 20% of GDP that he's actually looking at. Look at the on-the-ground inflation indicator. Commodity prices are making new lows across the board. Freight, shipping prices, making new lows. Look what's happening. What's going to happen to the housing market? Do you know that mortgage rates back to almost 7.25%, almost 100 basis point increase in 6 weeks? Right. What do you? The case sure Housing index down 6 months in a row. I mean, is he looking at those? None of those are in the CPI index, not yet, and won't be for 3, 4, 5 months.
There we go. But it's always interesting to hear these contrarian opinions to what Jerome Powell's doing. I mean, guys, Bitcoin's going down. Oh, sorry, I totally forgot my head is still in the corner from when I was talking with you guys earlier. But I mean, yeah, guys, I mean, Bitcoin's going down, and now you can see it tanking on the 1-minute chart. Dow Jones continues to go down. It broke down below the 200 daily. I thought this might be a level of support we could hold up. The market is not happy right now. We also have the possibility of higher taxes going on. Death cross there from a while ago. The NASDAQ. I mean, the NASDAQ's breaking down below that short-term support we had just been talking about, but the NASDAQ is still much above. So that almost makes me worry one of two things. One, NASDAQ is going to go more sideways. I would see that being the most likely of scenarios. Two, the NASDAQ has to take such a really bad day in order to make up the ground that the SPY had today and that the Dow Jones had today. I'm hoping we just go more sideways and we don't have to worry about a big crash thing for the NASDAQ in particular. Because if that were to happen, like tomorrow, we would be down like 2-3%. That would not be a fun day for anybody in the market. That would suggest that Bitcoin is actually going to break down below $20,000 tomorrow going into the weekend as well. So we want to see that data being very, very good tomorrow as far as job reports. If not, be careful. And remember what I said. If you're taking this buying opportunity right now, this is the daily chart, you guys are looking to buy this in preparation for the data tomorrow. And, at that point, it gets a little more concerning because after this, I mean, what support levels do we really have here? There's not really much. You might be able to come back down here a little bit more to 20,000. That's reasonable for a support level if you wanted to wait down there. But, really that would really coincide with like maybe around the 200 daily moving average. I mean, boy, oh boy, guys, this is Bitcoin's down 5.5% right now. It's not looking so pretty, right? And we still haven't found a floor. Each time we think we found something of a short-term boom, we break down, and oh my God, the consolidation period precedes itself, right? Right here. I mean, these are just some basic trends, right? Downward trend, breakdown, retest, boom. Oops, I hit my microphone. So, yuck. Let's take a look at the Lux Algo charts. I haven't taken a look at them today. Let's see if they're showing us any more bullish or bearish. It was honestly probably bearish, though. Lux. Wow, you can just see everything in the red, can't you? 5 is all red signals. 1 is all red signals. Is it? Yeah, all red signals. 15 all red signals. 30-minute all red signals. Hour all sell signals. 2-hour all sell signals. 2-hour sell signals since looks like 8 o'clock this morning, and it's been working out so far. Yeah, wow, this. 4 hour has been selling, told us to sell since last month. Daily has been telling us to sell since since Friday, March 3rd. Oh boy, yeah, guys, yowza. I mean, Doge is down almost 7% now. That breakdown, everything was breaking down like we said, but crypto always seems to come down a little bit more heavier than the overall market. GTC is down 11% so far. 11, almost 12%. ApeCoin's down 8% now. Crowcoin, Crypto.com coin is down 5%. Bitcoin Cash down 5%. These last few minutes, the market's definitely been having a mini capitulation here. But again, let me change this up for you guys. Bottom. There you go. That way you guys can see the support level here for 20,450 and 94 cents. This is where we should be bouncing here if you trust the market. Now, we do have about 36 minutes left until the market closes here. So the Dow Jones, short-term reversal. NASDAQ, trying to make a small move on the 1 minute. This is all 1 minute charts, guys. SPY holding up a little bit better as well. So again, you guys are getting closer to your buying opportunity if you want to take it. So as Bitcoin continues to go down here, I'll do like a fake buy, probably like a mental buy. Otherwise, I'd be actually making a real buy. But what do you call them? It'd be interesting to see because let me see, like right here. Let's just do a little Bitcoin buy zone, I guess. I mean, I don't mind. What 20,500? That's enough of a buy zone for me. But it'll be curious to see if we just blast down below 20,450. That's the thing. Like let's look for some liquidations here, and that'd be fine. I'm going to look for large liquidations on this one, and let's go to some... I mean, there's some liquidations going on left and right here. Holy shit. Let's do larger volume orders. There's a lot of money being traded right now, so let's look at this very fast. In fact, let me move this over here. Let me open up another window for you guys. So let's go right here. Let's open up a window. Add source. Let's add a new source. There we go. And then this is just Bitcoin. There we go. I don't care for the 10-second chart. All I really want to show you guys is just this order flow data kind of coming in here. Now, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to look for you guys. Let me make this move a little bit higher. Just crop this down right here. And then you guys don't have to see how many seconds it took. There we go. So you guys can kind of watch this liquidation, but I'd be making a buying opportunity here. I mean, like, how can I not? I've been pretty greedy lately. But that little B will represent a little buying opportunity. We'll see if it actually works out. You do see some buy levels coming in here, though, but keep an eye out for that, because the Dow Jones is trying to maybe finish up a little bit stronger for the rest of the day. NASDAQ, you see slowing down, but it's still coming back down. Again, NASDAQ is different than everything else right now. SPY trying to come back up as well. 5-minute charts, remember, this is the 15-minute chart. We're still looking pretty freaking ugly. Ethereum still breaking down, very, very ugly. NASDAQ breaking down, very, very ugly. Dow Jones already broke down, very, very ugly. Everything is still ugly. This is more of a short-term trade, and I want to emphasize that to you guys right now. What do you call it? It'll be interesting to see what happens as the market kind of finishes off here, because everything has just been like kicked in the butt. And we have a slight consolidation period right here, just a slight consolidation. Let me pump this up over here very fast. Hey, Jonathan, I wish 10K LOL. I mean, I don't think you're alone in wishing for 10K. I think a lot of people want to buy Bitcoin at really cheap prices. I think everybody's concern is really like, what is the scenario in which the economy, the exchanges are so bad that Bitcoin actually hits $10,000? That'd be the crazy thing to be talking about. Like, that's the crazy thing on everybody's mind. And Miss K, $10,000 as well. Exactly, yeah. Let's see. And hey, Jonathan, how are you ready for snow tomorrow? Oh my gosh. Oh, you might be talking to Miss K. I'm like, I don't expect snow here. I would hate that. I think Morgan Stanley was correct about dropping 30% this year. Hey, I mean, it makes sense. I just don't like being a contrarian. Like, what do you call it? Remember, up until like a few weeks ago, I was one of the only people saying that, hey, I don't think this year is going to be as bullish as everybody assumes off of that crazy January, which I admit was definitely crazy. But you can just see how wild everything has turned over the last just like 2 weeks. Everybody that was bullish is now like, well, I don't know, like that type of stuff. But again, it depends on if you're looking at technicals versus the economy. And I'm a much more simple person as far as the economy is concerned, right? I'm no expert as far as economic terms and things like that. I studied economics in college, but that has nothing to do with financial economics as far as what the government and the Fed and stuff like that are looking for in order to make policy decisions. Much different things, right? But it's always weird for me to be one of those people that's going against the market. I hate it, but it's like, I'm a long-term bear, but if we're having some bullish moves in between, I'll tell you guys how to trade them. But, I like to, I don't want to get caught up in that I don't even know what I want. Like the news, like the media, like the CNBCs and stuff, how they get so hyped up in whatever the moment is for ratings. At the same time, you're like, you guys know, like, this thing isn't going to last. And that's why you see Jim Cramer out there saying, oh, the bear market's over. We're not going to be going back down. It's over. And all of a sudden, you just see the shit going on over the past few days. which isn't actually too bad as far as the stock market's concerned, to be frank. But, once it does get a little bit worse, I think that's when it's like, see, Jim Cramer, you're not really that smart at all. But, I mean, how many people think Jim Cramer is very talented as far as picking stocks? Yeah. They have a whole Jim Cramer reverse ETF or inverse Cramer ETF now. I think they went open to the public. It's probably short a whole bunch of shit now, too. Let's see this right here. Hey, thanks for subscribing, Emmanuel. I appreciate it. Seems like an accumulation zone. Hey, Mike, when you DCA, what percentage of the money that you are prepared to invest do you expose in your first buy? Usually about 5 to 10%. I just want to get my, toes wet, so to speak. Then after that, it's probably just anywhere from like 1 to 2% every week or so, and it's a long process. But usually I'll keep on adding to that amount, if you ask me. And so far, guys, the short-term buying opportunity is working. There we go. Sometimes you can't be too greedy, but sometimes I am too greedy. But yeah, usually just like 5%, nothing too crazy. You can go upwards of 10% if you want to, but it's really relative to where you think the market bottom is going to be, right? So like right now when Bitcoin was at $16,000, if I wanted to do my first buy-in, I would have gone more of the 5 to 10% range. But right now, since we're still around the $20,000 range, I'd be only like a 1 to 2%, something smaller. Maybe up to 5%, but smaller for sure. And then you just want to a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. Stay on your pace. Dollar cost averaging is usually a lot less money than you would anticipate, honestly. But you want to make sure you just have some type of chart and data to go off of and say, hey, I'm investing $100 every week into Bitcoin, $50 every week into Bitcoin. Because over time, the bear market adds up, right? The bear market adds up. So, like let's say, you get what I'm saying, though. You get what I'm saying. Hey, be safe, Jonathan. Or be safe, Jonathan. Excuse me. Crypto winter has extended. Bitcoin sought shadow. Oh man. And hey, applesauce. Happy to see you back. Pier shall be shaken. Shield shall be splintered. A sword day, a red day, ere the sun rises. Oh gosh, I need to watch Lord of the Rings now. I think they took Lord of the Rings off of HBO Max though. Oh, I own the trilogy. What am I talking about? I can play it anytime I want to. I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings, but I'm a big fan of the extended editions. The extended editions, like 4 hours each, they are perfection. And there you guys can see Bitcoin's having a short-term little play here. The Dow Jones also, the NASDAQ not. The NASDAQ is still going back down. Again, it's doing its own little thing right now, which is, it's playing catch-up, right? It's just playing catch-up compared to everything else. SPY, trying to do something. NASDAQ, let me go over here to the 15 of the NASDAQ. It did that short-term breakdown, and there's really no more support until it comes back down here to 11,898. Wow, I mean, like, I love technicals because you can see all this stuff happening and how we talked about this at length for like an hour now. How NASDAQ's technicals are vastly different than the SPY and the Dow Jones, and now it has to really catch up. It is catching up, huh? Well, everything else is like having a little break. NASDAQ is now trying to catch up to where everything else is. I mean, the NASDAQ is about to break down below $12,000. Look at that. On the second chart, we're down below it technically right now, yeah. We're breaking below $12,000 in the NASDAQ. Whoa. Ha, 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 man. Well, good times, I guess, guys, good times. Everybody must be really freaking out about this data coming out tomorrow. I like how the banner on top of CNBC, it keeps on increasing. The Dow's down 300 points. Oh no, the Dow's down 400 points. Oh no, the Dow's down 500 points. Let's see, anything else here? No. GM offers buyouts to majority of U.S. salaried workers. Oh. That's interesting. To help them out because the share price keeps on going down. GOP leader Mitch McConnell suffered a concussion. Oh, I heard he fell down yesterday too. Oh. NASDAQ's coming down now. So is that going to force Bitcoin down? No. Bitcoin's following the SPY right now. That's interesting. NASDAQ is really just doing a whole freaking thing by itself. But so far, guys, Bitcoin's down about 4.5%. The Dow Jones is at about 1.5%. NASDAQ close to 2% down, and the SPY is down about 1.64%. At its worst, though, the SPY was down about 2%, and the Dow Jones was also down about 2%, maybe 1.5%, well, 1.75%, okay? And hey, so you think about picking up some more Mullen? I would be dollar cost averaging into it at this point. Tomorrow you're probably going to see a little bit more of a volatile day based off of what all these jobs numbers have to say. We just watched a short video with Jeremy Stiegel, and him getting mad at Jerome Powell. But at this point, I mean, it's going to be another ride tomorrow, guys. Now we have to see if we're going to be bouncing or breaking down. But if you guys want to play the data for tomorrow, you guys are going to be buying right about now. Like, we just did a buying position like right over here. I guess it was like right here-ish. But it's this is more of a risky buy-in if you ask me. But I mean, I took a theoretical buy. Normally, I would be buying here as a full-time trader. But just because I'm buying here doesn't mean it's somehow it's going to magically reverse. We got lucky off of this one, but again, we're just buying off of support. We're just following the technicals here. And hey, Mo, it's on Netflix, all three? Yeah, but are the extended editions on Netflix? That's why I'm having issues with. Are the extended edition Lord of the Rings on Netflix? I can only find the regular ones that are only like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I have all the extended edition ones on my phone and on my iPad and on my computer. Whenever I travel somewhere, I usually flip on my laptop, I put on my headphones, and I'm like, Lord of the Rings, let's do this. Because if I have to travel around to coast, that's about 4 or 5 hours. That's about one movie. One Lord of the Rings movie, and when I watch the Rohirrim charge, boom. And you can see Bitcoin taking a little bit of a dip now as well, as the Dow Jones come back down, and Dow is coming back down, NASDAQ continues to come down, and the SPY is coming back down as well. Man, this is some crazy stuff right now. What do we got? We got 23 minutes left. I wonder if I can go over here to pro bear market rally, Ukraine war. Is anything else actually here? Let's see, markets, business, economy. No, nothing too crazy here for today. We just get to watch the market do some really crazy stuff here, everybody. And you guys can see there's some liquidations happening. There's some really big moves being made. You see that 2.1 million move on the left-hand side of your screen? Yowza, yowza, yowza. Hey, Miss K, Mike Doge, 2 cents. I mean, it's possible now if the economy goes into a full-blown recession. It is possible at this point. Until then, I really see that that low that we had a few months ago is probably going to be a tough one to break down below. But if the economy really starts to tank and Bitcoin is going back down to like $10,000, $12,000, it's definitely a possibility. But you got to wait for Bitcoin to make that nasty move down there. But yeah, it's definitely a possibility now where it wasn't before. Hey Mike, what price am I loading up on Doge? I'm not really loading up on Doge all too much. I've been just doing a little bit of dollar cost averaging with it. I loaded up kind of around that 5-6 cent range. Holy moly, look at those sell orders coming in there. Those are millions. Now I got some buys coming in. Jeez. I would say I'd probably do it around each penny level, honestly. When it comes to Dogecoin, I don't try to time it as much because I think it's just going to go more parabolic down the road. And so when you have something that has the exposure, like it's on Robinhood, Webull, you can buy it in a lot of places. And it's very when you have that, I believe it does a lot more good for the coin overall, which is why I keep on telling you guys, if I do see a coin that has a low market cap that's under a penny and it ends up on Robinhood, I am going to buy a lot of it for the next bull run. Now, I would primarily want it to have a low market cap, though. Dogecoin does not have a low market cap. I think it's in the top 10 as far as market cap. It's pretty darn expensive, right? At 2 cents, it is a lot less expensive, right? So that may be a better opportunity to buy. But probably just around every penny, maybe every half a cent, you want to just buy up a little bit. Yeah, probably every half penny or something like that. But again, keep in mind, everybody, as we kind of see Bitcoin trying to test out this 20,450 level of support, if I kind of zoom out here and just go over here to this daily chart, and I just pull up the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones, let's go to the weekly chart. Dow Jones, relatively, we're still pretty high up. This market hasn't been totally crazy. Now, we're starting to see the change of character here, which would be pretty interesting. We had one here, didn't really work on the weekly chart, so we'll see. Actually, looks like the weekly signals don't actually work on this one. I don't, well, it's an index. Why would it work? Yeah, never mind, it's an index. So ignore all the signals here. But you guys can see at least we are breaking down below support this week, especially if we close around these levels tomorrow. It's going to be all hell breaks loose next week, ahead of the Fed meeting. Let's see. But I mean, we're really, like, again, let me show it to you this way. This might be an easier way. We are about 14.5% away from all-time highs. That is some really crazy stuff right there. That's crazy shit. Okay, we should not be that close to all-time highs. We shouldn't, but we are. So I mean, we're relatively in a really nice, safe, cozy spot. As far as the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq much further off the highs here. Had that additional breakout that we had been talking about for a while. We're consolidating after a breakout. So this one's a little bit different as far as my perspective. Now, do I think we're going to be falling back down? Oh yeah, you better believe it. But it's not like just with the nasty move we made today that somehow we're like falling off major levels of support. We're falling off major daily levels of support, but not the weekly ones, okay? You can see right here, still consolidating sideways. I really comes down to some of the data we get tomorrow as far as jobs and really what happens with the Fed minutes that occur on the 22nd of this month. Same with the SPY here, right? Come down, more consolidation here. But again, we're still at some good support levels here, like, right? If we start breaking down below 375, oh boy, are we in some really big trouble, but we're not even close there. The Nasdaq, if we break down below, I would say 11,836, then we're in some trouble because we have to start breaking back down here. But again, that would just take us back down here to maybe 10,715. That's really the lows. I think it'll take some time for that to happen. Like I said, I expect more choppiness and not so much boom like we had over here, like the boom and the boom, you know. We're not going to have all that type of crazy stuff. That was some really intense times. And the SPY as well, you know, we all have our support levels, but we're going back into that. I mean, we're doing what I said we were going to do, but again, it's not as exciting. This is like the most exciting we've had in a while, right? Usually when we have these sideways grinds, they're not nearly as exciting as this, but there's been so much more stuff going on here. So much more stuff. Oh, and Bitcoin actually broke down here on the 1 minute chart. Look at that. It broke down. So we're still kind of in a little bit of a pickle here. Let me put this back to the daily and let's go back over to the other chart. Yeah. So we're still having some issues here, guys. Dow Jones, moving back up. NASDAQ trying to make a move back up here now. SPY trying to make a move back up here. But Bitcoin itself still coming back down here bit by bit, right? So we're trying to hold on to support here. We're trying hard. 5 minute chart, trying to hold on. 15-minute chart, you can see we're just trying to hold on so much. Trying to hold on. True, my first Lord of the Rings experience was on VH tape. It's like when you first watch Titanic and the movie makes you switch to VH tape number 2 once the ship crashes. So Bitcoin's actually having a little more of a rough time. You guys can see the liquidations on the bottom that aren't moving as fast, and you can see the regular trades are happening over there on the top-hand side. And hey, Danny, welcome to the Ruby Love, my man. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever, and I appreciate it very, very much. Oh, and that reminds me, guys, I will be putting out a few members videos for you guys. I worked this out on my schedule for tomorrow because I haven't been able to do as many streams. Just so you guys know. You guys know how I do those little short videos where I just tell you about the change of characters appearing and stuff like that. I'm going to be doing a lot of like maybe 1 to 2 minute videos on every single a couple crypto, like Ethereum, Bitcoin, basically, but then a lot of different stocks out there in case you guys want to do that. Because I've been using a lot of these technicals for, oh, there's the buys coming in right there for Bitcoin. I've been using those technicals over the past few weeks to like make tutorials for you guys. And I've been telling you guys, like, hey, now just watch to see what happens. I think I made one on my second YouTube channel. Actually, I might just have the video open here very fast. Hold on 1 second here. I might just have the video open. Sorry, guys. Loki's right here. I know you can't see him, but his like nose is like right here. Yeah. And he wants like pets, so I'm like petting him as we speak. Do I just have the file open? Downloads. That's the divergence video that came out today. Breaks. Yeah, breaks 4K. Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you guys forget it. Don't worry about it right now. I'm using this as an Apple example. You guys can see right here. This was 12 o'clock on Friday, so maybe Monday, Friday, something like that. You can see there's a breakdown right here, and I was explaining how in this scenario with the death crosses inbound that you can see that breakdown that just occurred. That'd be an interesting opportunity for you guys to short the position on Apple. And this was when Apple was at 153, And now if we go over here to Apple, oh, it's going to be so close, guys. Gosh. Apple over here. Now Apple's at 150. This is a 1 minute chart, of course. But if we go back over here to where Apple was Wednesday, March, I don't know where this was. Right here? No. Tuesday. Okay, I'm not going to go too deep into it because Bitcoin's doing something really crazy. But yeah, there was a clear breakdown the day afterwards, and I was really proud of that. But yeah, Bitcoin's trying to break down right now. There's a huge amount of force coming in here. A lot of force coming in here right now. The further it drops, the better the buys. Oh yeah, I mean, look at this. We're getting really, really close here. Oh, tapping on it. Second chart, activate. Tapping on it right now. I mean, we are trying to hold support at all cost here. We got Bitcoin down 5.5%. We got the Dow Jones down 1.5%. Oh, we're breaking down. Shit. Nasdaq down 1.76. SPY down 1.82. Ethereum down 6%. Matic down 5.5%. Doge down 8%. XRP down 5.5%. Link down 7%. STMX down 10%. SHIB down 8%. Litecoin 7%. Ethereum Classic 7%. Solana 6%. Sand 6%. BNB 4.5%. Doge on Mars 4%. Gala 5.5%. XLM 5%. And UFO 6%. There's some more other coins out there. But we're trying to hold it. I mean, we're trying, but we did break down below it. Let me see what the this should be the exact number here. We don't want. This is some risky buying here. I mean, you can see all those trades being done. These are some larger trades at this moment in time. Because like we did break down. That's the bad thing. Like we wanted to. I just flat out hold it. There's not really much support here. Jeez. The fact that people don't want to buy as much right here kind of shows you how pessimistic people are for tomorrow. Should be interesting though. I can watch that all day. Yeah. Hey, Ken, what website do I use for those buy sells? Oh, it's AGGR. If you just type in AGGR Bitcoin or something like AGGR Bitcoin, it should pop up. Cryptocurrency markets aggregator. There you go, right here. AGGR. Oh, there we go. A little bit of a bounce. Yay! A little bit of a bounce right there. But we're wicked on the 5, wicked on the 15. We have 3 hours left. Oh my gosh, guys, yeah. So we got 12 minutes left until the market closes. Let's hop over here on the 5-minute chart to the Dow Jones. Trying to find a higher low here. NASDAQ trying to have a reversal here, and the SPY trying to have that reversal as well. Ethereum, though, Ethereum broke down hard, guys. Look at that. As soon as we broke down below support, it just never looked back. Matic broke down as well off the 200 here and the support from earlier. I mean, gosh, nothing that wants to hold right now. Back over here to the second chart. Yeah, you're definitely seeing some rough moves there, buddy. Let me go back over here very fast. Let's go over here. Let's get that out of the way. Yeah, definitely rough right now. Let me see over here very fast. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Well, dude, there is no guys. This is no support. Like we're breaking down, and we're going to be heading back down to the 200 daily moving average. Then, if this keeps up, like, let me see. Let me move over this B very fast. There you go. I mean, we are really testing this out. I'd probably still be holding that position, to be honest. I'd really like have a pretty like. What's the stop loss on this thing? What is it? 30%. Is there anything else in the middle time? No, it'd be more of around 20,000 be the stop loss here for this one. What's the $20,000 range from the stop loss? We had to look over here. What's that about? About 2.5 support, 2.5 stop loss. That's not too bad. But man, like this is some scary stuff here, guys. Got to enjoy the big moves, that's for sure. Got to enjoy the big moves, but we're trying to just basically stay above this level, but we did break down officially. That's not good. There we go. Rise up a little bit. NASDAQ, 5. At least the NASDAQ's trying to break back above that support level here as well. All right, back over here to the minute chart, though. And hey, Joy Deb, what's next? It depends on the data tomorrow. Everybody seems to be freaking out about this job data. So if you wanted to like learn more about the job data, You go over here to CNBC, and you're going to see this first report that says live Thursday sell-off gains steam while the Dow Jones loses 500 points ahead of the key jobs report. That jobs report is really going to determine where we want to move over the next 24 hours or so, right? Because tomorrow's Friday, we're not going to really be moving as far as the stock market going into the weekend, but Bitcoin will definitely be doing so. But where do we go next? I'd probably say after a really bad day like today, usually we have a one-day bounce, so we might have a bounce tomorrow, then continue going down overall for over next week. So, excuse me. Got dog hair in there. I see you, Loki. I see you. We'll go outside in a little bit. Maybe there's Bitcoin moving back up. Oh, thank God. Okay. Did I move? Oh, I did move that B on the daily chart. Now it's like disappeared off of the minute chart. Oh, well. Well, later on, guys, we'll see how that hypothetical buy would have been if we're buying around support. But here, what's basically happening right now is this. The Dow Jones is broken down below support, and it's also broken down below the 200 daily moving average after having a death cross here. That's bearish for the Dow Jones. Traditionally, the Dow Jones doesn't really affect the crypto markets all too much. It's more of the NASDAQ and the SPY. Some people think the SPY has more of an impact. Some people think the NASDAQ has more of an impact. It feels like at certain times, each one has their own impact over Bitcoin. You actually saw that over the last hour, right? Now, as far as the NASDAQ, we're actually holding up a little bit better. Like, I can get rid of these little support lines right here. We have a sell signal on it, but we're overall doing okay as far as the NASDAQ. We're not at the lows we were just a couple weeks ago, below 12,000. We're still kind of hovering around $12,000 right now, slightly below it at this point. But we'll still go more sideways. In fact, for the NASDAQ, you can see we're looking for a golden cross, which is usually a very good sign for the bullish move of a potential asset, right? Now, the problem is this bullish cross here, this golden cross is going to be hit by a death cross like just next week, which isn't going to be good. So it's going to be kind of iffy. But the NASDAQ is probably the best chart at this point in time. So tech still seems to have a little bit more of a bullish characteristics compared to stuff on the S&P 500 and then the Dow Jones, okay? And we have to hope that somehow the Bitcoin wants to attach itself more on the SPY, more on the NASDAQ than it does on the SPY. The SPY, on the other hand, right now has actually broken down below support, and it's also broken down below the 200 daily moving average as well. You can see the death cross about to happen between the 20 and the 50, and eventually the 50 and the 200 here, leading to some larger moves down. At this point, though, we're still fairly close to the next support levels here. For as far as SPY is concerned, you can see the overall buying zone that most people might have is between 382 and somewhere around here at 375. In reality, we have a little bit of a support right here around 387. That's where I might want to buy more like SPY calls, but really it's the time for the puts to be in play right now. I would say if you guys want to trade the stock market over the next 24 hours as we get this data rolling in for the jobs reports and whatnot, I would say you want to be very, very careful that you're not looking to hold this for too long of an extended period of time, so to speak. Like when we start going over to individual stocks out here, let's get rid of all that type of stuff. I was in moving averages, I think. Here's the daily chart. Apple's still at resistance. Now, Apple will most likely get rejected from this resistance level, and it will most likely come back down. However, it is still at resistance, and there's still an opportunity for it to break out above the 156 level and continue moving up higher. That would be overall good for Bitcoin. Right now, everybody just assumes it's going to be coming back down. That's the thing. That's what's going to be happening here. You got AMD right now, also at a level of resistance right now. But still doing much better, which is why you're seeing the NASDAQ kind of do more of this weird sideways action compared to everything else, which has definitely been coming down a lot more, okay? But you even see Amazon. Amazon's been having a little bit more of a tough time. Amazon's actually been breaking down here. Actually, no, I managed to hold, didn't it? Yeah, barely, though. Amazon's been going more sideways here with a death cross inbound, which will most likely break us down, unfortunately. Anything else here? Google. More bearish, of course. ChatGPT kind of kicked Google in the butt. I don't know if we have Microsoft on here. There we go. Microsoft got a big pump up from that ChatGPT thing. But you're seeing a lot of stuff kind of fit these levels of resistance. In Microsoft's case, it's the 20-day moving average here. Possibly something to do with the weekly charts. Yeah, the 50 on the weekly charts here as well. The NASDAQ is in a whole different spot right now, technically, than the S&P and the Dow Jones, which is why everything is kind of all clustered right now. I would say we're probably going down over the next few weeks, but the NASDAQ has the best opportunity for itself to go higher. And if the NASDAQ goes higher, perhaps people will just jump into the SPY and the Dow Jones out of fear of missing out. A little bit of FOMO effect there. But at this point, I'm still going to be bearish. I've been bearish for the past, like a few weeks, guys. As soon as we started hitting 25,000, I was like, I don't think we're going to be able to break out above that. But we'll have to see. And then, guys, oh wow, this is Bitcoin 1. Still breaking down here with that big pump here like 5 minutes ago. We gave it all the way back. Yeah, this is an official breakdown right now. And hey, Miss K, Zom's next support level. Oh, Bitcoin, no. Let's move this next support level down here to $20,000. There we go. Where is Zom on my list? Oh, Zom, sorry. I'm totally thinking about cryptocurrencies. I was not thinking about Zom. Okay. ExxonMobil. Yeah, sorry. My brain kind of just hit a brain fart. All right, let's go to the weekly chart. So, ExxonMobil is currently breaking down below the 20-week moving average here. Not a good sign. I would say we come back down to at least to around $100 or so. I'd be looking to buy around there. Primarily because I'm a little bit cheaper. I might actually say over the next few weeks, you may actually see oil come all the way back down to $98. But I would say this would be a good entry position right there, especially as the 50-day moving average. Oh no, it's 50-week moving average. Wow, yeah, 50-week moving average comes up a little bit higher. Excuse me. I'd say I'd do a first buying level if you want to do something more of a short-term play around 104. If you're looking for something a little bit better, I'd probably say look to see if you can buy it around $98 or so. The daily chart, though, we're going to have a death cross here. 200 weekly moving average. Yeah, around $104 or so. I would say that. Because remember, we've been looking at the oil markets. The oil markets have been going up and down within that trend. So if we go over here and take a quick peek at the oil prices, OPEC wants us to stay between $80 and $70, and so far they've been 100% good at like keeping us within those like pretty accurate about keeping us in those ranges, right? At this point, we're coming back down bit by bit. As we approach $72 or so, you might see them make an announcement about a production cut or something, and that'll most likely get oil prices to peak back up, and that's the move you're going to be looking for. Because I think for a lot of these companies, the break even price for oil is like around $30 to $50. As long as we're in that range, we should be okay. But keep a close eye on this one. I would say probably at the earliest $104, $102. At the worst, probably at about $98. But by then, you're breaking down below the 50-week moving average. And I'm not entirely sure how that's going to be viewed by a lot of other institutional investors out there. And Bitcoin's down 7% now. Yowza. Okay, Dow Jones is still going sideways. NASDAQ is still going sideways. And the SPY is still going sideways. Listen to the 1-minute chart here. Got 2 minutes left of the trading day, everybody. But as far as the stock market is concerned, you can see this has been a pretty ugly day. Tesla's down about 4.5%. Apple down 1.32. But still, again, a lot of these are at those levels of resistance, which is why everything is so crazy right now. Bitcoin flash crash soon, but people bet people about margin. Oh gosh, like if people decide to buy margin in a bear market, I don't know what. See, that's the thing. I'm still in the camp that this is a bear market. A lot of people are in the camp that the bear market is over and this is a bull market. So if you think that the bull market is on, that was the perfect opportunity to load up on margin, right? But again, everybody has their own strategies out there. And that support, Neil, was around 20,400 or so. We already broke down below that. I mean, it was relative to this. Let me see if I can point this to you very fast. 4-hour chart. This level over here. Oh, crap. That's my mouse. There we go. This level over here. And we already broke down below that last support, at least on the 4-hour chart, too, around 20,230. Looks like we just want to hold for that steady $20,000 right now. So this may be another buying opportunity here if you guys want to take it. But, oh, my gosh. Bitcoin down 7%. Dow Jones down about 1. Ethereum's down about 7.5. Matic's down about 6. Dogecoin's down 9. XRP's down 6. You're definitely seeing some carnage for today, that's for sure. Yeah, no worries, Miss K. Happy to help you out. Thanks for being a member. I always appreciate it. Short Bitcoin getting close to sub 21. Let's see. Oh, we're already below 21K. You probably meant 20,000. Yeah, we're definitely getting close there at this point. I mean, Shiba is down 9%. Dogecoin's down 9%. Litecoin's down 8.5%. Ethereum Classic 8. Solana's 8. Sand 7.5. BNB 5. Doge on Mars 7. UFO coins down 10.5. ApeCoin's down 11%. Look at ApeCoin, guys. I mean, this thing is just 5-minute chart. Look at that. Talk about falling off of a cliff. ApeCoin has just hit the shitter. Like, look at that. The sell signal up here, and just went, woo. That buy signal barely worked out, too. Actually, that buy signal actually worked out pretty well. But that sell signal here, definitely bad. I mean, at this point, if you guys want to buy, you guys could have two ways of doing it. Like, the sell signal over here worked out pretty well, too. Let me get rid of that one, though. You'd be buying right now, or you'd be waiting for some type of slight consolidation period that takes about a half an hour, and then we break out above it, like some type of zone like that. That'd be a primary buying opportunity. For me, I already did a hypothetical buy, like somewhere around here, and we bounced up and then fell down another level. But you know what? It doesn't matter. My stop loss still hasn't hit, but we're getting pretty darn close to that hypothetical one. There we go. Okay. Auto. Let's go to the 1 minute here. We're seeing a slight consolidation here, but I think that's because the market just closed here and everybody's like waiting to see what happens. I don't know if there's any earnings coming out now, or any big earnings today. I don't think so, but if there is, that may have an effect on Bitcoin's prices, but I doubt it'd be too crazy. And so here's an attempt for a pump here. Elon hugs bear. Is a bear dance. I don't see Bitcoin back going up to 50 to 6K this year unless the government gives out free money again. And hey, Danny, I don't think that's going to happen either. I think with the fight going on right now, though, is again, there are a lot of influencers out there right now, and I guess you can call me an influencer as well. There are a lot of influencers out there right now who are saying that we're in a bull market, right? There's no more, like, we may have our ups and downs, but we're in a complete bull market now. And we're only going to be going up throughout the rest of the year. So, like, later in the year, we're going to be hitting 25 again, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. I'm not in that camp. But, you know, over the last month, I would say, I think a lot of people, the influencers, they kind of change with the wind, so to speak. A lot of influencers out there were pretty much saying the same thing. And you saw the drum beats of bullish war, the bearish, bullish, yeah, just bull. Bullish drums of war, so to speak, and everybody was drumming like, hey, let's buy, and then all of a sudden, we were live talking about this when it happened, when the shift was like, oh, now we actually have an opportunity here. When Apple earnings were bad, Google earnings were bad, and Amazon earnings were bad. When all of those were bad, I was like, okay, now we could probably cool off here a little bit, and what do you know? The market did cool off, and now we're kind of heading back down bit by bit. Sorry, Loki was doing something, guys. But at this point, the market is still in a decent spot as far as the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, and the SPY. I want you guys to understand that it's still in a decent spot here right now. What makes this worse is if we start going into a recession. That's where Bitcoin really goes down to those new lows. Without a recession, Bitcoin doesn't go down to new lows. You know, remember, guys, we just talked about this a few seconds ago. The Nasdaq is still in a relatively good place right now. The SPY is still in a relatively good place. Now, could they break down? Yes. Will they most likely break down? Sure. But until they start breaking down, Bitcoin really shouldn't go back down to that $16,000, $15,000 threshold level. We might be going back down to 18,000, 17,000 maybe if things get really, really bad, in the short term here. But again, I don't see us going down to new lows for Bitcoin until we kind of hit that recession, which will probably happen in Q2, Q3, possibly Q4, but I'm still in the camp of Q2, Q3. January, February, March, Q1, Q2, April, May, June, January, February, March, April, May, June, Q2, July, August, September, Q3. Q3. Okay. But right now, you guys see that Bitcoin is trying to consolidate a little bit more here. Hopefully, that can help us out. But yeah, just be careful, guys. We're definitely in a little bit of a pickle spot. I don't see Bitcoin going back up to 50, 60K this year. Oh, you just talk about that. Yeah, I just bought Doge. Hey, Daily Bread. You're looking for that reversal, dude? Have fun with it. Definitely. The market's closed. Hopefully, that kind of soothes off everything. CME gap filled. Can anyone please say if CME gap is filled? CME. It's about there. It's close. It really didn't have a gap up, but it did kind of close back into that support level. It did just break down below the 50 here, so I'd be careful. At least the 20 is not going to have a golden cross if you're looking to buy. If you're doing options, this isn't the time to buy. But if you're looking to just do a small short-term accumulation zone, I'd be looking to accumulate between 177 and 172, bit by bit by bit, and kind of play the reversal as it kind of swings back up to maybe 180 to 185. But I'd be more careful about this one though, because if the market doesn't have good information coming out tomorrow or during the Fed meeting on the 22nd, you can easily see this thing come back down to 167. So I'd play it cautiously because you are seeing a breakdown today to kind of start off more of a bearish trend, or at least more of a sideways trend. There you go. Bitcoin's trying to bounce back up here a little bit more, guys. Let's see right here. But okay, everybody, I'm going to call it a day. I will see you guys in a few hours here. I got to go let Loki use the bathroom, and I got to get breakfast. I haven't eaten today. And so it's like 1 o'clock. I haven't eaten anything. So I need to eat, and I need to drink more than just hibiscus tea, okay? So I'll see you guys later on around 5 o'clock, which is 4 hours from now. I'll make sure to come back a little bit earlier for you guys, and we'll be talking about what's going on and if you guys want to see any buying opportunities. This is your first or second buying opportunity, I would say. The first one was at $20,400 that we were talking about. The second one is going to be this one right here around the $20,000 level. But remember, guys, if you're buying, it's a short-term move because we have important job data coming out tomorrow. And that important job data could really have an impact on the crypto prices. In fact, it will have a crazy impact on the crypto prices. So just have your stop losses in place, okay? So if you're going to have fun here, do it in short-term trading. I think even Haram's saying the same thing, okay? But okay, everybody, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in 4 hours from now. In fact, I'll put up the next stream now, so you guys make sure to follow it if you guys want to, and I'll put you guys over the Bitcoin stream, okay? Thanks, everybody.